I'll wait for it to go here. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I am joined here by my good friend Sway. I thought let's bring him in. It's been a little while since the Save Point podcast, but we're gonna probably do similar things here today. Honestly, we got a lot of games coming out next week. We got Star Wars Outlaws out today. Black Myth, obviously, a lot of news. I mean, the last 2 weeks we're back. We've been doing good, so we've gotten a lot to talk about. Sway, how you doing? What you up to?
Man, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I took a little break on gaming, but that's because I just wanted to prepare for
Yeah.
this, for all of this. So like, I've just been catching up on shows, doing all of that, and now I mean, like, yeah, we're pretty much here at Quidditch.
Yep,
So
we are. We're ready. Yeah, I mean, next week is casting of Frank Stone, Quidditch, both on a Tuesday, and then Astrobot, of course, next Friday. And I could not be more excited. I think next week is going to be, dear. Oh, there we go. No, hopefully the stream's gonna be okay. StreamYard, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard nowadays. But we do appreciate you guys watching. If you want to talk about stuff, just like what we normally do, we'll chat with you guys, talk whatever what you want. But really quickly, because we already got some comments, with Star Wars Outlaws being like the hot topic. Sway, where are you at with everything, with like what you've seen on it, getting it today and all that jazz?
so I have not played it. I have made a decision. I was telling off air, Alex off air, that this was the first time, and like for any game that like an IP that I genuinely love, that I did not feel compelled to just pre-order it. Wanted to wait for it. Normally I'm just like, it's an IP I love, I'm gonna automatically, like, I'm gonna find enjoyment out of it somehow. And from what I've seen, there's things that I definitely look at it and go like, okay, I'm excited to experience that. But just the amount of clips that are going around online right now with all the bugs, the glitches, some of them game breaking, the statement that they had to make about the progression blockers in the game. And you hear the state of this. And I know that a lot of people's first thought is to, and rightfully so to a certain extent, is to go after, the team, the devs and everything like that. But they are working with a third party. So it's like, did they get a cutoff time? Did they say, like, did Disney just say like, hey, this game needs to come out this time? And
Right.
Ubisoft wasn't allowed at the time. I just don't want to, pass judgment on any one party until we know exactly what the hangup was. But in my mind, that probably is where because this game needed a lot more time to cook. It needed a lot more time. You could tell I haven't even played it yet, just by the clips, just by the reviews. I've watched multiple reviews. It's just heartbreaking because it could, and for all things unconsidered, people are okay with the story actually, from what
Yeah.
I've seen. So there are things here that come together that you're going like, this is actually like, this could have been a great product with like much, much, much less discourse than this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think and to this comment, I think we're both doing the same thing. We're both getting it through Ubisoft Plus. So, even from my perspective, it's like, I don't know, I was we've seen all the stuff on it and I always wanted to play it. I guess, like, did I always want to own it? I don't know if I could actually say. I always wanted to play it day one, right? Like, that was always my plan. And Black Myth, and next week, next week is freaking loaded. I think I'm getting all three. Like, I really think Frank Stone, Quidditch is a PS Plus, and then Astrobot. It's like I could spend like $250, or I could take like 60, 70, take it away, and for $18 play Star Wars Outlaws. And because here's the thing, it'll probably be a PS Plus and Xbox Game Pass game within the next year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It'll also be on discount by Black Friday. It'll be like $30. And then within the next year, it'll be on a subscription service. So, and not, I guess, Ubisoft Plus. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I need to spend the $70. So that was kind of my mindset with it, just to throw it out there. Okay. Normally we read every single comment, and that's what we're gonna do right now. Did you see the trailer for the Patrick Star game? I did. And I mean, I thought it looked fine. Like, I don't really know the type of game that it's supposed to be. Like it looks like kind of just chaos, right? Like you just go around and but I don't know. It looked a little kind of rough around the edges. The developers, they pump out like 5 games a year, right? They're pretty bad from what I understand. Like they don't release good games.
I have not
So,
seen this trailer yet.
oh, you didn't see it? Could we? I mean, we could stress out StreamYard. Let's do it. We'll watch it. We'll watch it. This is what an
Oh
interactive
man,
stream is like. Yeah, you let me know what you think. Let's watch it together. The developer pumps out like the Jumanji game. Like they make those. That's what scares me. That's what scares me. But overall, it looks pretty okay. All right, how are we gonna do this? We'll do this. We'll do this. Okay, we'll watch it together so Sway can see it. Share screen. This. Okay.
I like the animation. What type of game is it supposed to be? I'm confused a little bit. What type of game is it supposed to be? I'm confused a little bit. That's different. You're pushing the chest instead of opening it. Okay. It seems just like a sandbox that you could just do whatever in.
Right. Which I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. It's
No.
just I don't know if it's like my type of
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's my type of game. Also comes out October 4th. That's the same day as Until Dawn. 4 days before Silent Hill and all those games. So it's something I'll keep an eye on. Maybe I'll try to reach out to. But yeah, from what I've seen, I don't know. I don't know about that developer. That's the thing that scares me. What's going on, buddy? An Australian good morning. Welcome in, Dale. Yes, Astro. I mean, I couldn't be more excited. I watched the launch trailer today. Yes, the Rocksteady thing. Did you see that, Sway? I think that was
I did.
today. Yeah. So as of June, they're doing something. We'll see. I have not collected any of the special bots in Astro's Playroom. I wanted to. I feel like they're harder than like the normal ones, but I hear they carry over, right? So there's like 4 of them, and they'll carry over to Astrobot. So I feel like I need to look up a guide and go through that one. Epic, what's going on, buddy? Chad, hello. I did The Last of Us 1 on Back to the Past. I don't know if I would do Last of Us 3. I don't think I have. Well, no, Last of Us Remastered, I have that. That's the 2014 PS4 one or whatever. I'm liking Outlaws, but I also like the old school AC games. No bugs or glitches for me. It crashed once. Okay. All right.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, I am still excited. Like,
Same.
it's all right. I'm gonna try it. I'll fire it up, and if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I still have a chapter and a half of Black Myth Wukong that I still need to beat, and I got old games still to play. So, I hope to like it though. And I heard it's not long. Like, I really like. You could probably take it out in 15, 20 hours and do most things in that time. So, easy compared to most Ubisoft games. That's simple. I did do Days Gone. I did a video on podcast now, though. I might move that video to Back to the Past. I love how everyone wanted Quidditch added to Hogwarts Legacy and yet don't realize how difficult it will be. Yes. Yeah, I think people don't really go that one step. I mean, I get the frustration, and I get saying like, oh, they made like their own game, on it. But from talking, like we've talked to developers of Hogwarts Legacy, right? We've been told like, if you did that, that would take a very long time. So it's like, I don't know, you either got it when we got it, or you would want to wait like an extra year for them to make Quidditch. I don't know. Like, but I think you and I, Sway, both talked about it before. It does put pressure on like a sequel because like, can you get away with it twice, even though you have a separate game? Will people let you get away with a sandbox and open world Harry Potter game without Quidditch for the sequel? Right? I don't actually think people will let you get away with it. I don't know.
I feel like also the thing that they've now done to themselves, probably unintentionally, is that if Quidditch is a smash hit, right, and you know that they're gonna make alterations so the game Hogwarts Legacy's Quidditch is not going to be the same as the Quidditch and Quidditch Champions. But if Quidditch Champions offers a more fun experience, and while most of us here would understand why they wouldn't be 1-1 in the same, why they wouldn't play the same, you're going to get those questions. They're going to get them for sure. Like, why doesn't, Hogwarts Legacy Quidditch play exactly like this? Why doesn't it have an online mode? If it doesn't have an online mode, judging off of what WB wants to do, I'd be shocked. But
yeah.
Not saying I want it, but
yeah, I don't think they get. I don't think you get out of Hogwarts Legacy 2 without having some sort of multiplayer of some sort, right?
So is it like a mini game or is it like a full-on game you just play?
See, everybody should just do the Ghost of Tsushima Legends mentality. I mean, it's gold standard. Sup, Alex? Did you see that Microsoft was the one who was spreading false info about PlayStation paying for Black Myth, Wukong, and such a slime? I didn't see about Xbox, but it is a complete disaster. Like with, I think Paul Tassi has backed off of it now, right? Where he's saying, well, maybe they didn't pay for exclusivity, even though he said yesterday definitively, no, PlayStation has the agreement. It was him and it was IGN, right? Those two said that it was exclusive, and then there was like four of Jeff Grubb, Special Nick, and then two other leakers that all said, no, that's not true. So I truly believe that Sony did not pay. I really believe that. I'd love to know like the official thing, but I did not actually see that. I wonder if it was like some sort of slimy move to like paint PlayStation bad, but it needs to be resolved. Like we need to know. Is like Goat. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. It reminds me of Goat Simulator, but with SpongeBob, which is cool. That's fine. That's fine. Honestly, I hate the idea that Astrobot will be on PC. We need this game to stay on PS5. Come on, we need more. Yeah, I get that. But I think every PlayStation exclusive is coming to PC now within 6 to 18 months, right? Like a year and a half year.
It's going to be normalized eventually. Like it's going to be to a point where they come out day and date. You're leaving too much money on the table by not going on PC. And as you can see by the Xbox mentality, and I know that a lot of people specifically on the Xbox side are a little bit mad at Phil Spencer. To a certain extent I am, because he did tell a couple of lies now. But I ultimately think that that's a great thing for gaming in general, because everybody should have the opportunity to play a lot of these games no matter what console they're on. And I can only see that as being a good thing. As long as it's not on the Xbox, as long as it's not on Nintendo, it's still an exclusive. PC is just that middle. It's just the thing that plays everything. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't even look at it if it's just, if it comes on PC and Xbox or PC and PlayStation, that is not still an exclusive. To me, it is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like console exclusive. You gotta like throw it like technically, but yeah. No, I agree. I mean, they need the PC sales more and more, right? Like I get. I mean, I think in a perfect world, like multiplayer games should be the same day. I think like 100%. A thing like Astro, could you get away with like 6 months or a year? Yeah. And you could force people within that first half year or year to get a PlayStation and move. I don't think that's terrible. I think like the 2-year plus thing would need to go away. Like you can't have it be like 2 years later, but it depends on how much they still value the console, which obviously we know PlayStation values it quite a bit and Xbox doesn't. So yeah, things are changing though. Like it is changing. Yeah, it's not THQ that's doing it either, which did surprise me as well. I think we kind of knew that, but interesting that like others are jumping into. Oh boy, what do you think? Showcase state of play. So we heard about a state of play for the end of September. If that happens, I don't think there would be a showcase this year, honestly. What do you think?
I would agree. What else would you show unless like the game? The only thing that I can see that being true, the only reason I should say, is because all companies to a certain extent kind of know what the other is doing, at least
Yeah.
for the bigger marketing side of things. And just like consoles, how they're always similar when they come out to their competition because both sides know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Um, I would like to think that if there's one in September, that would probably tell me that Game Awards has Grand Theft Auto, and there's nothing else that's gonna.
Oh man.
That's what that tells me.
Yeah.
If it happens on the September 30th, and there is no other one, like if it happens, it has to be small. If it's big and they throw the kitchen sink out there on the
Yeah.
30th, yeah, I am pretty confident Grand Theft Auto was coming to the Game Awards.
Yeah. I mean, the potential for the Game Awards has really this whole year been like pretty big, and you
Yeah,
know it'll come into focus in the next couple months, but they got a chance to show quite a few. I think there's actually a question later on that. There's a lot of things they could show there. A lifelong experiment. I am too. I grew up on I recently there was the Goofy Goober. I don't remember what it's like the actual movie title, but that was playing and I watched like the ending of it.
did
Classic.
y'all hear about the Krabby Patty coming to Wendy's?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. And I saw like the memes or I saw like the thing of like what Plankton's thinking right now and stuff like that. I mean, that'd be nuts. I would 100% buy it though, by the way.
Yes, 100%.
Astro. I'm gonna do a lot of Astro stuff. I'm gonna do a review. I don't know. You know, I see people making like the road to platinum it. Like, you know, there's videos of people like doing that. And I'm planning on platinuming Astro, so like maybe I would do a video like that. I'll have a couple. We'll see. We'll see what there is. Top 3. Yeah. I think Astro is immediately gonna land in my top maybe top 3. Top 5 for sure. Like Astro is just immediately in there. And then we'll see if
So
it can reach the top 2, which would be kind of tough, but we'll see. I bought Call of Duty World at War a couple days ago. Nice. A relative of mine, I don't have it's out of my reach. She gave me a couple games on PS4 and COD. Oh God, is it Modern Warfare 3 or Advanced Warfare? I mean, they're all like the same name, and I get confused. Yeah, I really don't know the order or anything like that. Liam, what's going on, buddy? No, I haven't. Yeah, if you did, I'll go back to. So I'm gonna play Outlaws tonight. I haven't played it yet. You know, with going the Ubisoft Plus route, we could have played it on Monday, but
yeah,
I was still going through Black Myth. I finished up Silent Hill 2. I was replaying that. So you know, I don't know. I just wanted to kind of take my time. So I'm gonna play Outlaws today. Play it over the weekend through Labor Day. I'll have a video, like a 5-10 hour impression thing. We'll do that in the next couple days so that people that were kind of waiting on, which I appreciate. I mean, I got a couple people that said like I'm waiting on you to talk about Outlaws. Means a lot. So hopefully probably Sunday you'll see a video of mine and we'll talk about what I think so far. What games do you think we might see more of next year? Personally, I think we see Kingdom Hearts 4, WB Montreal's second game, and 007. All right, Sway, you take this one first.
I actually agree with all of it. I think WB Montreal has been cooking for quite a long time now. They were starting on the development of this game before Gotham Knights was even out.
Yeah.
So they've had some time. They have more. They should have plenty to show. I think that this is going to be marketing wise a big year for them next year because you still got Wonder Woman waiting in the wings. So there's no way that they don't have anything to show us next year.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 4, 100%. 100% for me. I'm looking forward to it. I'm expecting to see this next year. I don't expect to get it for a while, seeing this the last one took as long as it to come out.
Like 10 years.
Exactly. 007 I could also see happening. So I can all of these games, I 100% agree with you. Like I can see them happening. I expect 2 of them to happen.
Yeah. If we're let me look at it. So yeah, if you throw in Wonder Woman, I would throw in Persona 6. I think we see Persona 6 next year. You got to think about games that are like even further out. Like the Star Wars Eclipse have a chance? Probably not. Maybe you see Gears of War again. And then, like, if I think about PlayStation, then you have to start to think about like Santa Monica's game, or Blue Point and stuff. Yeah, like all these games are within like 2, 3, 4 years is the fun thing about it, right? Even like Mass Effect. Like I think about Mass Effect is probably still like 3 years out, but like can we get a trailer next year? Like can we just do that? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean I think next year's kind of big because it's not just games that are coming out, and there's a lot of huge games that are coming out, but like 2026 might also be big because that could be Kingdom Hearts, Persona, maybe WB, Montreal. You know what I mean? It might not. It's not going to be the same as of no GTA, right? But we're going to hear, I think, a lot about those 2026 games.
It's just when do we hear?
For
You
what?
know what I mean? Because that's what I'm like. I feel like in my mind, the way that they market these things normally, and like the events, the showcases, the state of plays, the Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if one of them takes a hit because a lot of them don't want to market anything until they know when Grand Theft Auto comes out.
Oh yeah.
Because even if you market something on a release day or on the same day that they announce a release date for it, it's gonna suck all the air out the room. Like all of the attention in the gaming industry is going to be on that.
Yeah.
No matter what you announce. So I'm almost kind of like, are they going to take a dive and just not announce certain things
Right.
just to
Oh
get
yeah.
away
Yeah. I
from
see
them?
what you mean. Yeah. I almost wonder if GTA wouldn't appear at anything, do their own thing to kind of almost give the shows like the ability to exist, right? Which is
I
maybe
would love
putting
to
too
see that.
much credit into it, but I mean, but you're right. I think like people like us can balance 5 games being announced, but you think about like the general world when they see like these
No,
trailers, they pop up on like the PS Store and stuff like that. Like
that's all
that
they
is where
talk
GTA would take over. You know what I mean? Just the
about.
casual person that checks the internet once every day or once every 2 days. Like GTA is the thing they'll see, and then they won't see anything else. So to us, it might not, but I do agree. I think you get even announcements, you get out of the way of the day that you think GTA is going to do it. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if they'll ever do a Days. I feel like there's a lot of negativity even at the studio about Days
Yeah,
Gone. Like you could see the people that are still working there, they don't seem to be too hot on it. So
they don't want to do it.
yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I didn't see the gameplay, but I knew the gameplay for Astrobot came out. I know there was a lot of bots that were confirmed through that, but I tried to stay away because I didn't want to spoil my. I saw what was I watching? There was like there's a PlayStation Access video where they were talking about like what makes Astro special, and they had a part to it where like it's the kind of game, right, where you say like, oh, Sly Cooper, oh, Nathan, it's like the Leonardo DiCaprio like meme where he's pointing at the TV. Yeah, that. You know what I mean? Like it's one of the only games that you really have that, right, where you see like, oh, Until Dawn, and you stop for, and it's like nobody cares, right? Like I said that when I was playing Astro's Playroom a few weeks ago. My wife doesn't care, right? But I'm like, oh, Sly, there he is. It's like, so I don't want that to be spoiled, right? Like when I see Crash Bandicoot, I want, oh, Crash, like
That's
I
part of the
found it.
experience.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So I love it. I love it. I'm very excited. Very excited to play it. Oh, thank you, Nick. We're both doing pretty okay. Hope you're doing good too. Outlaws is a little longer if you try and do stealth properly without getting caught. I heard stealth is a big thing. There's a lot going around and finding out information for yourself. The game doesn't hold your hand. Yeah, that part I like. That part I like, and I've seen quite a bit about. Well, I mean, that rumor of Sly that I covered said that Twisted Metal would be shown at the September thing. So, don't want to put him under the spotlight, but he seems like a nice guy, so I want him to be right. I don't want to go after him, and we're not going to until Twisted Metal is not at that show. Do you think we'll have Wonder Woman news by the end of the year? Maybe Game Awards. You're the only YouTuber who cares about it at this point. Well, thank you. Well, yeah, I think that's true. And I don't know. I've always said yes. But
Game Wars.
yeah, you think?
I
I think
think
it's.
so.
I think that's a good spot, right? Because it has to come out next year. You know what I mean? Like it kind of has to, because when you go into 2026, you're almost starting to get too close to like a Hogwarts Legacy too, right? Because like
Yeah.
2026 will be 3 years. So you're within like 2. You're within like 2 years of Hogwarts Legacy 2. So they would start to talk about it, at least, I think, a little. You got 2 WB Montreal games. And like Monolith is making another game as well, right? They're making 2 games. It's like you got to get Wonder Woman out next year. If it goes past next year, it's already, I think, in trouble, but I think it would be even worse, you know?
I think also what they're waiting on is just knowing how marketing kind of works with a lot of these things. I wonder if they're going for synergy. James Gunn's DC doesn't kick off until, well, the first project is December with Creature Commandos. And although this game isn't connected to that, if they can garner enough excitement with that Superman movie, that's going to be another perfect time to drop a trailer around there and then just start to build up that brand trust and excitement for the brand again. So I'm almost thinking like if that's what it's going to be, like if that's what they're waiting for.
Yeah.
But 2026, it can't do it. I know they like to load up their years though. Like 2022, I think we got 2 WB games. 2023, we had got Hogwarts Legacy and we got Mortal Kombat. So I don't know if they want to load it up like that, but
yeah. And you got the next Lego game probably coming out within the next like 2-3 years. So it's like, Wonder Woman should have already been out by now, to be honest with you. Match the Hatch Outdoors. Hello. Nice name. Nice dog, too. What a cutie pie. I can see him in the picture there. Or it's a girl. Doesn't matter. Won't Astrobot cost $120 on PC with required controller? Yeah, the controller's pretty important for Astro. And doesn't the controller not even work on, like, the actual features? I don't even know if they work on PC. So I don't know. Oh, there's I didn't say her name. I said Astrobot and PC. But no, that's a good point. To get the full Astro experience, you need the DualSense. And I don't even think the DualSense features work on PC. So that's a fair thing to throw out, that you're not getting the same experience on PC, even if it comes out on PC. I think it will. It will come out on PC, I think, within like a year or so. Do you think we'll get DLC for? I don't remember when's the last time you and I specifically talked. So I still understand that it doesn't exist.
Podcast.
You what?
The last podcast we mentioned it.
Oh, okay. I think we mentioned it every time. Has your opinion changed? I still believe there is no DLC.
No, I don't believe there is at this point either. We are at the 1 year mark pretty much now. Next month, well, once September gets
1.5 months.
Yeah, a month and a half. So we're almost at the 1 year mark. I don't think it makes sense at this point for you to do it. If I were them, I'm just focused on the next title.
Yeah. I mean, people have brought up Valhalla, which came out a year and 3 weeks after, and then Ghost of Tsushima was a year and a month. So we're still within range, but like you've got to announce it next month, and it's got to come out in the next 2.5 months. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
there's no rumors.
Take like a 50-50 shot. I just don't. Yeah, there's been no real evidence that. I mean, I understand the evidence that is out there, but I just don't think. I think Insomniac is like in hiding because of the leaks, the hack, and all that stuff. Like, I really think they're just in hiding for a while, which is fine, which is cool. Juan, what's going on, buddy? Not sure I'm getting Astro 2 right away, but you got to be careful with that name because there probably will be an Astrobot 2 plus an Astrobot 1 plus an Astro's Playroom. They got to like stick to naming, because this is really the third Astro game. But it's just Astrobot. So yeah. Every PlayStation game going day and day would make sense. PlayStation in the position of Xbox when the history of anything has first place followed the loser. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever go like the first day or day and date for everything, but I think it'll get close, especially over the next like console generation. Things are going to change. Things are going to change, I think, with the next Xbox and PlayStation, which I hate change. I personally hate it, but it is what it is,
Yeah, I see that it depends on not the next generation. The generation after is where I'd be concerned because they're already using PC parts. And that's kind of like my theory is on this whole thing is that Xbox has not cared about their consoles for a long time, but that's not the game that they're playing. Yeah. They're playing at the ecosystem, which is already fully established. So should we ever get to a point where I would like to think consoles will always be valuable, and there'll always be a market for them, But should that be the case of where they are just PCs, just specifically branded PCs,
Yeah.
you're going to
Yeah.
use most likely a Microsoft operating system.
Right.
Most of your games would make sense to get them off of Game Pass at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah. I
checkers
think.
move.
Yeah, and well, and also like the all digital thing,
Yep.
over the next probably one generation, like yeah, things are gonna change, and really depends. I feel like on like the economy and like if they could figure out how to keep costs down, then
Down. Yep.
certain things I think would not actually happen. But if they truly, and I'm talking PlayStation now, if they can't figure it out, like they're gonna have to go to just what makes them the most money day one with sales. They have to. They have because you can't have games costing $300 million and just release in a one place. That would increase the power of the system, and I understand. I think that's good. I believe in that, or I understand that. But if they cannot make their money back, like they're gonna have to pivot, and they will. They'll literally just do it.
Yep.
So whether it's like good for the brand or not, and that's, but they could figure it out. Like just
I think they could. I think it's possible.
yeah. Well, somebody's going to have to. Somebody really is going to have to figure out to make a game in 3 years with half the people taking like half the time. Like that's one of these publishers, Xbox, PlayStation, EA, Ubisoft. One of them is going to have to figure it out. Otherwise, they're all
Capcom has already done
yeah,
it.
yeah. Otherwise, they're all screwed. I don't know. I don't know who will be like the first one to. That's why I liked. I don't know if you saw it, Sway, about that Sly Cooper rumor. I like that idea because that would show if there is a Sly Cooper game in development, it shows me that Sony did figure it out. Because the rumor would be that's a small team comprised of two different teams, like put into one. It wouldn't take that long, smaller budget, etc. So like I want it to be true because of Sly Cooper, but I also want it to be true because it's like, oh, okay, PlayStation gets it. They
Yep.
get that you have to have those type of games. And nobody's gotten it. Nobody. Not a
No.
single one of these big developers have figured it out.
They're all going to the same playbook. They're all doing the same thing, no matter if it fails or succeeds. They're just all going all in. It's mainly live service, and that's what
Yeah.
like say what you will about like Star Wars Outlaws. It's not live service.
Yeah.
I'll take
But Star Wars Outlaws is made by like 600, 700 people. Like Ubisoft.
exactly.
Yeah. So it's either it's live service or it's made by like 2,000 people, right? Like there's no in between. Yes, I think Astro is PlayStation's new mascot. It doesn't have the power of like Nathan Drake at the peak of like Uncharted or like a Joel and Ellie type thing, but I think it's really cool to have like the Crash, Jack and Daxter, Sly, and now like Astro. It's good to see that. Yeah, so why Sony wants to do so many Marvel games. Yeah, I don't know. Like you see EA backing out of it entirely, right? EA is done after like what they're doing right now. Yeah, I don't like. I would say Sony would figure it out, but like they have Insomniac seemingly for the next 8 years making that leak and stuff. They're only making, except for Ratchet, they're only making Marvel stuff. So I don't know why. That's another thing that they're gonna have to. Well, that's because they're in the contract. So maybe that's the issue. Like if they break that contract, I think it's like $200 million or something. Like it's something insane. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that'll last forever unless they reduce the cost because it's just too expensive.
They're gonna have to. Marvel's gonna have to reduce the cost that they're asking for because a lot of companies are backing out. Either you want games to exist or you.
Right. It should be an easy compromise. It's like just ask for less because if you don't, like, yeah, nobody will make these games. So you're going to lose that kind of, power. So yeah, I agree. Batman Beyond game. Why won't it be made? Why? Because
I'm still waiting on the movie that they teased. The pitch, the movie idea where it was in the style of the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I want that, I would love a Batman Beyond game, but I'm also nervous for. I need DC to get back to a healthy spot because after the turnaround I'm seeing on Gotham Knights right now is crazy to me, which I like to see, but that's also indicative of like when you've had a brand that has lived and died on one character, that being Batman, and then when you introduce other characters. A lot of it was the gameplay though, but when you introduce a lot of other characters, they're not going to be accepting of those characters right out the gate. So you got to get the brand healthy first before I would even want them touching Terry McGinnis, because then again, that's going to happen from a lot
Yeah.
of casual fans.
And then when they do, you got to wait like 8 years for them to
Yep.
make the game. Yeah. Less exclusive for a console equals less reason to buy the consoles. Yeah, no, I agree. I get that. As long as PlayStation, as long as the console is still important to PlayStation, I think non-multiplayer games they'll still be that
Yep.
waiting period. If they don't care about the console anymore, then that's when you'll
It's
start
going
to
to
see it
change.
change.
That, or they see financial struggle.
Right.
Definitely.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's actually as easy as that. It's either, and they don't even have to be, they could still care about the the PlayStation brand, but be in a financial problem and they need, you know what I mean? Even they might not want to do it, but they have to do it.
Yep.
That's very possible as well. That's possible as well. Bought a few games off eBay. Nice, nice, nice. I'm getting ready to, for Christmas, I'll buy myself some older games. I think games like Astro and other good games for the young or old are needed to get children interested in gaming. My kids love Spyro on the PS2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How many kids games are really made anymore? Not. It
Not a
doesn't
lot.
feel like a lot. Or they're bad. They're like they're the Jumanjis of the world and the movie tie-in stuff. Like I don't know. I don't know how many crashes and Spyros and Slides and Jack and Dag. I'm biased because like that's what I grew up on, but I guess they're on Nintendo. Like you can play a Mario game whenever. You know what I mean? Or
Nintendo is the kid console now. I mean, that's
yeah,
that's where it's
I
the
really
hub.
think you've seen that reflected in the sales too. Like
Yeah.
Kirby's a more kid game. Mario Kart, any kind of Mario, Luigi's Mansion, like any, and then you got the Fire Emblems and stuff for like older audiences. But yeah, really, it's all Nintendo. I had to bring up Fire Emblem. I saw a video on Fire Emblem like yesterday. That's why it was in my head. But yeah, I don't know. Like PlayStation, Xbox really doesn't have it. Like they had Crash for a bit. Through the collection, Crash 4, and then you had Spyro with Reignited. But you really do, like Astro is one of the only ones I can think of that actually is for. And I don't even know. I saw there is still people. I saw a couple people like commenting on my stuff saying I don't play kid games, and it's like I'm sorry. I'll go at what a dumb thing to say.
I agree. Like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Why would,
I
at
don't
the
play
end of the
kid
day,
games. I mean, Astrobot's going to be better than like 80% of games that come out this year, whether they're kid games or not, right? So it's like, I don't know. I think you can appreciate what are kid games anyway. SpongeBob, like Rehydrated or Battle for Bikini, that is a kid's game. You can still enjoy it, but like an
exactly.
Astro or a Sly or things like that, they're just really good games. I don't, you know what I mean? I feel
Those
like you're
are the,
limiting yourself by saying something like that.
it's the same crowd as people that say like, well, I don't, animated movies are for kids, and I'm just like, okay, animated movies that are cussing, swearing, covering adult themes
Yeah, yeah.
for kids. Okay.
Yeah, I don't get that. That one kind of just made me mad when I saw it. I was like,
Yeah.
I've seen people say it before. I don't play kid games, and it's like, I get it,
Or any game with an art style.
Yeah, yeah. It's like what makes Astro? I guess even playing like that, like what makes Astrobot a kid's game? Because it's like a robot. It's like cute, but like it can be actually like a serious platformer. Like there's speed runs and the collectibles, and I don't know, like what makes it even a kid's game in the first place. And I'm not arguing necessarily that it's not a kid's game because it kind of is, but I actually don't know if I can say what makes it a kid. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like I don't know what makes it a kid's game, even though I do believe it is a kid's game.
Yeah, I think it comes off as a kid's game, but I don't believe that it
Oh,
is.
why? The question is why? Can you put
I think it's because of the design of the characters themselves. I mean, you got to think about, they're looking like, when you draw something small, compact, adorable, they kind of, move around in this not childlike but like fun like manner. And they're over the top goofy, and things that they do wouldn't necessarily crack an adult up, but it would have a kid just completely laughing. And that's when I consider like, okay, this is geared for kids because it's not that humor or just everything that appeals to it is not something that would appeal necessarily to a teenager or an adult.
Yeah. Yeah. No, okay. I understand. I think you explained it actually pretty well. Either way, rock on Astrobot. It's gonna do so good. Astrobot about to sell better than every Japan Studios game. That's true, but it doesn't take much because you got like Gravity Rush didn't sell and things like that. You think we'll see more of TMNT Last Ronin game next year? Next year, yes. This year, no. I would say.
No,
Good old
I hope
TH.
so.
Hope so. It probably. Should have games that are true exclusives. Yeah, I mean, do they have any game that's only on PS5 anymore? Because like Final Fantasy, Returnal, is Returnal on PC? Because
Spider-Man 2 isn't on PC yet, is it?
not yet. Not yet. God of War is going to be.
PC, yep.
Final Fantasy is. 7 Rebirth isn't, but that probably will within the next year. I don't know if I honestly don't remember if Returnal, Ratchet and Clank isn't, I think, right? Astro's Playroom. So they got like 4, Miles. No, Miles is on PC, isn't it?
Yeah, Miles is on PC.
Okay. So they got like 4. Demon Souls. Yeah. Yeah. It's a different era. Like if you would have said that for PS3, you'd be insane, right? But it's like this is just they haven't had nearly as many. That's the first thing. And then secondly, it's just different time. FromSoft will reveal their new game this year at the Game Awards. We'll see more next year. Book it. Oh, I like it. I like that. I like that bold prediction. Oh, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. I try to just talk. And if people like it, then they like it. Yeah, I saw that. I think I don't believe State of Decay 3 comes out next year. We have continued to see like nothing about it. It's almost like a joke at this point. Gears of War I would like, but I just don't see that happening either. I think next year is Fable, Doom, and maybe Perfect Dark. Yep. That would be my guess.
If you're a huge title that can like be possibly game of the year or like sell big numbers, you don't do it next year.
Yeah. At all? I think you do it like in the fall or in the spring. I think you do like a Doom in March, that would be okay.
I think
you're on the
Grand Theft Auto.
I think you're on the extreme of I mean, I'm with you. I think Grand Theft Auto takes over like the month. I feel like you think it takes over the year. The entire
not the year necessarily, but
like a season, like a fall season.
Yeah, like I would say a whole season it probably would. But no, like if you get like you said in March, that would be perfectly fine. I think you can get a little bit closer than March actually.
Yeah.
But if you're, I don't know, because you got the Christmas sales, you got the holiday sales, you got the birthday sales, for just talking about kids in general. Yeah. And if they got not kids, but just in general, people, if you have to pick and choose what games you get a year, that might take away. Now, it might not be a large amount, but it's still a considerable amount.
Yeah.
But I don't think that. Yeah, I think
that's a good way of looking at it, right? Like you have a choice, right? You have a choice next year going into. See, that's why I think it affects just the fall, right? You have a choice between GTA for Christmas. Your parents are GTA or anything else, right? But it's a choice of one. And I think a lot of people will choose GTA over. Yeah. So I get that.
But the first half of the year, you're 100%. You're
I think you're good till like July, maybe August, and then you're gonna start. Games will come out. Games are gonna come out, but they're gonna potentially run into. I think the games within the month are gonna be in some big trouble. Personally, but now that you say it like that, it's something to keep. See, that's more like lifetime sales, like games that.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, games that come out in September and then they use the Christmas season to help them, and they might not have that help next year, right?
Yep.
So I can understand that. I get that.
I think games with niche audiences will be safe though. Like the ones with niche audiences, they're going to get those no matter what. So
they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
I'm getting Space Marine 2 day 1. Australia streamer talked me into getting it. Nice. Yeah.
Man's trying to talk me into getting Space Marines too. I'm like, what? I didn't know this many people were excited about it.
Yeah. Well, me too. I kind of because like the Warhammer thing, like you kind of know, but you go on YouTube and you type it in, and it seems like everybody's already played it. Firstly, secondly, millions of views,
Yeah,
millions. It's like I guess everybody has seen Space Marine 2 at some point by now. You know what I mean? It's nuts. It's that in that way, it's bigger than I thought it was. It won't be the same as Kingdom Hearts 3, but if it's gonna come out in like 2027, for example, it's not. Yeah. I really hope Kingdom Hearts 4 does not come out in 2027. I will be quite upset. I'll be pretty mad. Yeah. I'm gonna do a video next week because there was that article from the Baldur's Gate dev that talked about. So we'll talk about GT. I would not be shocked if GTA 6 was $80, and we will talk about that so much if that happens. I think you and I have kind of already started that preliminary discussion, but that would be like a whole year's worth of conversation because everybody will follow. It'll fail. Nobody will buy those games, but they will buy GTA, but they won't buy the other games.
I have
So
pre-registered thoughts if that happens. The amount of things that I will say if we get airtime.
the collector's editions will be like $500 from that like inflation kind of jump.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably get it.
I don't know.
Unfortunately,
Did Red Dead 2 have a collector's edition?
I think it did.
Kind of had you'd imagine it would have to, right? I didn't even want to consider GTA 5. That was too long ago. I was thinking, did Red Dead have one? I don't know. So excited for Astro. Same. This year's pretty good for platformers. We got Epic Mickey, TMNT, Mutants Unleashed games, Sonic. Yep. I saw there was Gamescom footage of Sonic and Astro. Yeah, and Epic Mickey just a few weeks after.
Epic Mickey got a demo out right now too.
It did. That's the next comment. Have you played the Epic? I did not. I personally did not, but I saw that it got one. I do not think there's a lot of hype for Jurassic Park. I get it. I get the hype. I just think it's years and years and years away. I don't get the belief that it's coming out like next year. But yeah, Rise of the Ronin has a demo. That's great. Good for it. Rise of the Ronin was definitely a game that came out this year. It's like and I don't say that as an insult. It was a fine game. It's a game that I don't really think people are gonna remember, and that's okay. That's okay. But it did release this year. You know what I mean? It came out.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened. It happened. It totally did. That's honestly, that's okay. Jay, what's going on, buddy? Driving around. Hope you're going to your doctor's appointments. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Okay, Sway. We didn't talk about this. What do you think about the Sonic 3 trailer?
I loved it.
Me too.
I absolutely loved it. I can't wait for this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to love this trailer as much as I did.
Same.
And it was everywhere. Like right after I seen it, I just go to my Twitter timeline and it's just the whole thing is just everybody's excited about it. I'm just yes.
I like 2 quite a bit. And then I was ready for this trailer and to see Shadow and to hear Keanu and stuff. But yeah, I think I got like more pumped than I thought was like possible. Was even possible. It's like, man, it looks freaking. And now doesn't it come out? What are people saying? It comes out the same day as the Lion King thing, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah, and it's like I swear to God, if people make Mufasa or whatever the heck it is, if they make that a $1 billion movie again over Sonic, I'm gonna be. Sonic has always done well, but it's never done. I don't think people always remember this. Like Sonic classically has only gotten like 350 million. Yep. Like it's never hit 500, 600, 700 million. And like the Lion King got like what 1.2 billion or something, and which I don't know why that happened, but it did.
I've never liked the cartoon of the Lion King, so I really don't get it. I've never liked the animated movie.
Oh my God! Well, I don't think they needed to do what they did there, but yeah, I swear to God, if people choose that over Sonic, I'm gonna flip. How can you? I mean, this is worlds collide. This is Jim Carrey again. This is freaking Shadow. Like, how do you not see this? You know what I mean?
Did you catch oh my God, Knuckles? Did you see the Knuckles show?
I did not.
Oh, I loved it.
You did? Okay. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Is it? You think it's gonna be? Do you think I have to see it?
I couldn't imagine they make you what I would hope they wouldn't make you watch Knuckles and like you wouldn't understand anything that
Right.
would happen in the movie. I don't think you need to. No.
Yeah. Okay. I'll probably watch it regardless. I was just wondering if it was going to be required viewing. Astrobot coming out on PC is like a stab to the back. It just feels wrong. Sobe, please don't do it. Stay loyal to the PS5. Like I said, I think it'll be like a year, at least a year until it comes out. There's no Spider-Man 2 DLC. Just there was DLC for Forbidden West. So to be fair, but and Ragnarok, I mean Valhalla counts, right?
Yep.
Kinda. I mean it was free. It was an update, but it was actually quite a big update for it being free.
And
But
it had a little bit of story
it
elements.
had
not
story.
much.
It definitely had story. It had new cutscenes and things
Yep.
like that. And Forbidden West did have Burning Shores, which was quite big. So yeah. I think we talked about this. I don't think Life is Strange would appear in Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't think Square Enix would have that kind of pull within itself. You'd have to go to Nomura and tell him to do it, and I just don't think that would work like that. Astrobot. See, I'm really glad we did this and I titled it like this because you're seeing the love for Astro and I love it.
It deserves it.
Yeah. After Snow Day, do you think that we get another South Park game in the same vein as the last two? Maybe one based off the Japanese anime episode.
I would love for them to go back to 2D, but I would also love if they actually did what I was thinking they were going to do with 3D, which was basically make SpongeBob Cosmic Shake, but with Spider-Man. I mean, not Spider-Man, South Park. That's what I was kind of expecting, and we got what we got. But I would love for them to go back to 2D one time. I know Matt and Trey doesn't necessarily like the process of doing 2D. So if you're going to just keep it 3D, then either there's a lot of 3D turn-based games. You can do that. You could also again do something like SpongeBob Cosmic Shake. You could do that as well. So I don't know which way they'd go, but one or the other. But we can't have another Snow Day.
Yeah. I can't believe Snow Day even came out. That's another one that game released this year. Yeah, it also happened. That rumor about Sly sounds way too good to be true. Yeah, I get it. But I don't know. That Colin Lack, he's gotten things right before. He's not a janitor in the office, like making up on 4chan. He could still be making it up, I guess, but I don't know. I don't really know, what do these people really have to gain from making things up? Like the idea, right, is clout and stuff, but you know to never trust them again. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes they even get harassed. And now I'm not saying, I would not do that to him and I would not have other people do it to him. But you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even just talking about him. I'm talking about leakers in general. I don't know. Like, it still happens, right? People leak stuff just for clout. But if you're wrong, the internet is so quick to judge more now than ever, right? Where it's
they love you when you're getting it right, but when you get it wrong, it's a completely different story. And that's why I never really understood leaking to begin with, only for the simple fact that like, how much do you really have to gain? Like a lot of people can't monetize it. You're not to the space where you can, and the ones that do, they're far few and in between, right? And the moment that they have a track record of being wrong, people just leave anyway.
Yeah.
And then you also off rip lose any type of connection you would ever have with any of these companies because they will definitely not talk to you. So it's what do you really have to gain other than a clout?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel even people that get things right consistently have a track record of getting things right. They get one thing wrong and they're like labeled for the.
Yep.
And, honestly, I don't really care because like I'll go after Jeff Grubb a little bit, and he gets most things right, but he does get a handful of things wrong. But the things wrong haunt you. Like they always stick with, even for someone like him that's big and he gets a lot right. But you get one thing wrong and that does kind of haunt you forever. So I don't know, especially when you're not big. You don't get a lot of things right, or you've never gone, you're just starting. I mean, what do you have?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. No. So I hope he's right. I hope he's right because he cares. That's what I want to, But which character will they choose to kill Astro with a golf club? That's the new mascot test. Oh my God. Will Abby be in Astrobot is actually a question we should be asking ourselves. And I might predict yes. I don't know. I haven't seen the leak.
They
Like,
love her too much for her not to be.
I mean, Joel, Ellie, like,
They're
would
gonna
you?
put her in there.
But if you do Abby, is that weird? Because normally they do like a scene, right? They're playing out a scene. So if you have Joel and Ellie and Abby, there's only one scene you could possibly play with those three, right? That's actually, I would give them total respect if you
If they did
saw the
it.
golf club scene and that is an Astrobot. I'd love it. Personally, I'd love it. I think that'd
Yeah,
be
no,
pretty
it
cool.
would be the ultimate. I always love when companies occasionally do just troll back at
Yeah.
just a little bit, just a little bit.
I mean, can you imagine you like, in the corner of one of these levels, you see Ellie and Joel laying down on the ground and Abby's just like standing over them and you could hit them out of like the scene into a new thing. Oh my
Respect.
God. Now that I'm thinking about it, I need somebody to I don't want it spoiled. I want to be able to find. I don't know. I don't know because they're I mean, in all jokes aside, they do go off of history.
Yep.
They do pick scenes, they pick these icons. Abby is not an icon. I don't
No.
care that she won the best character and all that stuff. She's not an icon. So I think you just do Joel and Ellie again, honestly. But maybe like or maybe Ellie and Dina, like at a house or something, like
I
when
can
they're
see
at their
that.
house with the kid, something like that. I don't know. Something like that. I can't wait. Now I'm actually very excited to see what they do with that. What studios would you want to see remaking or making new Harry Potter series games? Ooh, okay.
Any
So
of them, honestly, um, as long as they're unique and creative ideas, because I can also see a game for just specifically dueling.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know how you would turn that into a fighting game, but you can do that as dueling. You could do that as races like broomstick races. You could do. There's a lot of different unique concepts that you can do with the Harry Potter mythos that you could just literally make a game out of anything. It just depends on what you want to do. You can make another open world game if you want. You can make a
I'll I'll give you an oddball one. I'd like the Yakuza devs to do it and then do like a turn-based thing with Harry Potter. I think that
I
would
would
be
love that.
yeah.
I would
I'm
love that.
thinking of like a developer. It's maybe like a little off the board. Um, there's not. I'll actually say this. There's actually not many developers I would choose to do Harry because it's kind of like a picky thing.
I kind of see. I'm more open minded to it only because like I just feel like it covers so much. Like for example, I
yeah,
don't know who I would have make one.
yeah.
But
Oh,
what I
I would
would,
have any type. I'm open to genres. I'm open to
yeah,
any type of Harry Potter game. Who would make them? I think I'd be more close minded because I think just a lot of studios maybe wouldn't get it right. Trying to think of
that's
like a
true. That's true.
fighting game. Like, could there be like a fighting game? Like, would a
That's why I
Tekken?
said the dueling. I don't know
Yeah,
how you would completely get around everything. But my dream Harry Potter game was always one where it'd be like kind of like open world. Like if you've ever seen the Fantastic Beasts movies and how, or like just the regular Harry Potter movies and how like they're obviously in Hogwarts, obviously they're in the Wizarding world, but occasionally there are moments where they do have to cross over with the real world and you have to interact with muggles and you have to hide yourself amongst them while doing whatever objective you have to do for a period of time. I would love one that just stays story focused but puts you there in the specific portion of the game.
oh yeah, yeah. No, I'd like that quite a bit. You know what? I think Hogwarts Legacy 2 could / should do that. Like I like
I
the
think
idea of like a ministry arc or
yes.
yeah. I feel like you kind of have to do that for Hogwarts Legacy 2. Oh man, that gets me excited. How excited are we for Superman? I think it's honestly going to make at least $1 billion, which is crazy since Fantastic Four and Jurassic World release in the same month. All right, I know you're big on it, so you take it first.
I at first I'm still a little nervous because it's a lot riding on Superman. It's a lot riding on it. However, the first sign of me having complete confidence in Superman was the fact that they put merch up and it sold out.
Yeah.
Like the shirt sold out. And then the other shirt that they released sold out. Then they put the shirt back up again like 2 or 3 weeks later, sold out literally within 5 minutes. And the merch, the hats are gone. I think only on the website now is just the hoodie and the mug. And all the merch for Superman is selling. And that's kind of what I tell people all the time is when you gauge something, You gauge it on the numbers of which you do. So like if you're watching TV, how many views, how many hours watched are you actually getting? How much merchandise is actually moving? That's where you find the demand for the product, really, like the paying customer.
Yeah.
And for that merch to be moving as much as it is, even the YouTube channels that cover just comic book media, I'm seeing them wearing the shirts.
Yeah.
And so it is, the excitement is genuinely there. And I agree. I think that it does do a billion. I think a lot of people are excited for it. Um, and I'm shocked, to be honest with you, just because of the state that DC has been in, the state that Warner Brothers is in. Um, I am genuinely shocked, but I'm happy that
Yeah.
it appears to be the case right now.
Yeah. There is a lot riding on it,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty. As being somebody who doesn't really watch a lot of movies, at least anymore, I'm pretty pumped. I think it's gonna be. It is interesting though because all three of them, like Jurassic World, they
Mm-hmm.
make money whether they're good or bad. Like they always make money. Superman generally always makes money, right? But Man of Steel didn't do a billion, and Batman versus Superman didn't do a billion, did it?
No, and that's my criticism of people who say that they um like they ride hard, because I love Henry Cavill. I love some of the things. Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite comic book movie of all time, personally. However, a lot of people didn't support those movies. And when Batman versus Superman came out, everybody trashed that movie when
Yeah,
it first came out. And so I'm like, as much as we love Henry, as much as I would say in terms of like what you would think of Superman in the comic books, Henry, he looked like Superman, but he wasn't written like Superman. He
right.
was written a lot more darker. And so I look at it and go, if people really loved this Superman and this world that much, you guys would have supported it. It would have had multiple outings at the box office, not just Superman, Batman v Superman, the original Justice League movie, all of that. We got behind, release the Snyder cut more than we got behind those movies.
Right.
So,
Yep. Yeah. I wanted to do what, because if it doesn't do, I mean,
I'm scared
yeah,
if it doesn't. Oh,
if it doesn't do well, it's almost a more interesting story, but for like
it
terrible reasons, right? Like it would be the end. I feel like WB would literally be done. They'd have to shut down.
it'll blow up. It's the Death Star.
Yeah. It would literally be over. Oh my god. All right. We're towards the end here, but we don't have too many more comments. So we'll rifle through them and we'll get out of here. You think there's a chance to get a reveal of the Switch 2? He said next year, but he actually meant next month. There are rumors. There are rumors that it's happening. So I don't think you can go into 2025 because I feel like the Switch 2 is coming out in like May or June. So yeah, I don't think you should reveal it in like February. So yeah, you know, sooner the better. So I'm all for that. That would be huge too, by the way. The Sonic movies show how well a video game movie can work if there's heart in it. Still would love to see a faithful Halo, Sly God of War, etc. stylized game movies like Sonic was done. The closest one we're going to have now is that Secret Level show, which you and I don't think have talked since. What'd you think of that? That looked really cool.
I haven't gotten through all of it yet.
No, the Amazon thing that's coming.
Oh, I'm thinking you're talking about Solo Leveling. Never mind. It's
what's that? What's that?
It's an anime.
Oh, I don't watch anime.
That's why I was like, I don't know why I thought that.
No, that Secret Level with Kratos and Mega Man and all that stuff that's coming, I think, in December. That
okay. Yes.
Yeah.
They had Mega Man, Kratos. I didn't know what that was at first. Like the first time I watched it, I'm like, is this an advertisement or?
Oh yeah.
Then I realized, like when I went online, like it was an Amazon Prime show, and I'm like, okay, okay, I like it. They're gonna dive into some characters. I think they're gonna put spotlight on a lot of characters. I've seen Pac-Man in there. Yeah. I think that's gonna be. If you're a gamer, there's no way that's.
Yeah, that show just looks.
That's must watch.
That show just looks neat. You know, the closest one, not gaming, but the Penguin show. Isn't that like September something, middle of September?
We're about like 2 weeks out.
Oh my god. I know I'm gonna like forget. Like I'm trying not to forget. But I'm probably gonna know the date like 2 days before it happens. Like I'm not gonna know like super ahead of time. But really, that's it for me. Like I watched that. Cobra Kai, of course, part 2 comes out back in November. Got to watch Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai never dies. Wicked, what's going on, buddy? Can't wait for Sonic. Yeah. Sonic 3's. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make Sonic 3 successful.
Yes, we are.
Hope you're doing good too, though, buddy. Alex, this way, if the games industry goes full digital, I'm done buying new games. I would respect that. I would respect that.
You have more strength than me.
Yeah. It takes a real soldier to actually do. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm strong enough. I'm a hypocrite. Is really what I am.
Me too. I mean, I can't help it.
Yeah. No, I try to live kind of in the middle where I'll get new games digitally, but I'll buy them later. Eventually I'll get, like, when I'm getting all these PS3 360 games. Eventually it'll be like that, but with PS5 games, right? Like I'll be like I'm catching up constantly, kind of thing.
What I'm hoping for is there's these rumors that the next iteration of these consoles are gonna just be all digital, but they're gonna have
The disc drive
that you can buy buy a disc drive. If they do that and companies like come out with collector's edition or physical options, I would just rather do that. I would take that as a consolation.
Yeah, same. I think we'll have to. If we don't support that, that would be it, right?
Yeah.
Because at that point, if the system itself doesn't have a disc and you need to buy a separate device, the sales are going to be even lower because many people won't make that jump. So now it's even less worth it for them to make physical. And then if we don't support that, then they're going to say, okay, and I would understand that, At the end of the day, I get it just in general. When physical games are like 10% of their revenue, what do you expect them to do? People are just not buying it anymore. And it's like, you can't fault them for looking and saying 90% of our money is digital. Let's do more physical. Like, nobody's doing that because why would you? It's not worth it.
That's not a wise
we've done that. We've done it. So I don't know. Okay. Cloud Roth, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Horizon MMO or multiplayer game? I don't think this year, mainly because I just, the showcase thing is seemingly not happening. But probably soon. The Horizon multiplayer thing is probably close. You have Hangar 13. Ooh, I like that one. Mafia developers making a Harry Potter game. Yeah, that's a good one. That's why I want Legacy 2 to take us to London. See? Yeah, I think there's some backing to the idea of going more like Muggle side. I feel like the Lion King movie will... Oh, yeah. Lion King is totally going to... It'll make double of Sonic, but I don't think it'll hit $1 billion because I want to believe in the average intelligence of man and woman. Elvis, what's going on, buddy? Since we know... Okay, yeah. We do know about me. I'm going to be the ultimate keeper. Sway, what do you play? We'll say, what are you going to play instead of maybe something else?
Seeker.
Okay.
I'm a seeker.
You will be a seeker, you mean?
I will be a seeker. Yes, I will be a seeker.
You've never once touched it.
I'm glad also that game gave the community what they wanted.
We did it. We truly did it. I haven't talked to you since then either of the Discord and all that stuff. But...
I am sleeping so much more.
Yeah, it's just better for everybody involved.
Thank you all.
A breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah, that's Secret Love in December, I believe. That's not what I meant. What I meant was was expecting DLC. Okay, I got you. Oh yeah. I mean, it's fair. It's why I'm willing to give the Spider-Man 2 DLC thing just a couple extra months, right? I'll work with it, right? I'll say a game's got like a year and 2 months, right, to do a deal. So it's this year. The DLC, if we're into 2025 and there's no DLC, I don't want to hear a single comment, asking because it's just not going to happen. But yeah, okay, I will be fair to that and say, if Spider-Man 2 dropped DLC in November, would it be, on par with the other game? It would. So all right, I'll go along with you. But you know what? There needs to be a freaking showcase to just show it off, And I don't know if they're going to do that.
September 30th. It's got to go down.
What's the best art direction you guys have seen in a game? Oh man, art. I love art.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild's a good one. And it's cell shaded, isn't it? Like more cell shaded. Yeah, I love cell shaded. Hi-Fi Rush is a newer one that comes to my head. I was gonna go with like What Remains of Edith Finch. I think it has a lot of different art. including like the Halloween with like the comic strip that they do in that. Yeah, I'm more like cartoony, honestly, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Yeah.
Honestly, that game's not out yet, so I don't know if you can count it. But in terms of art direction, that should win something this year. It really should.
It looks like every build, every demo that they've released, because they've been like touring the demo out, and
Yeah.
each time they tour it somewhere differently,
Yeah.
there's a more updated version of the build, and each time it is just crisp, more crisp. I can't wait.
And I would also do an honorable mention to I love the menus in Atlas games, so like
Yes.
Persona or Metaphor. Just how the screens look really cool. I think if they ditched physical, I'd just buy games dirt cheap later on PC. And I think
Yes.
that's exactly. It could just be me and my small circle, right? But I'm seeing more and more people like they're not that interested in new games. They will buy games on discount. I don't know if it's like an industry wide thing, but I specifically see people less and less getting games day one full price. I think people are looking for other ways to get money's worth, right? Waiting for discounts or buying it, or maybe not even doing it legally, let's say, right? Like people are really willing to not spend the $70 day one because of whatever, their own reason is. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it is an industry, considering a
No,
lot
it's
of
an
these games
interesting
are.
thing. It's
Yeah.
happening with TV too. A lot
Yeah.
of old shows and reruns are outperforming new
New one.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's happening in multiple industries right now.
Yeah. They got to get their act together.
They do.
All of it. All of it. All right. Final stretch here, and we'll head off here. Nick, what's going on, buddy? I think I hope Sonic 3 does really well. I got a feeling Astrobot will get its first free content update a few days or weeks after launch. They said this year, so they don't have a lot of time. So yeah, I would love like end of September type thing. 96. Holy God. I think that's way too high. Personally, that's like I would want it to be a 96, but I think that's like reserved for like Red Deads of the world. And I'll say 91. That's my prediction for it. Because I do think it's going to be like elite. Okay, yeah. See if we can agree. 2025. All right, we'll do a handshake deal. 2025, and then I want you guys to leave me alone with Spider-Man 2 DLC. Yeah. Spider-Man 2 DLC mostly yeah. And if it doesn't, then it's not happening. Sparking Zero going to be amazing. Black Myth, yeah. I go up and down on Black Myth. Like when I'm having a blast, I think like, yeah, this is a game of the year contender. Then when a boss is just like stupid, I say I really hate the game. I truly in my core hate it. So I don't know. It's a very mixed game for me so far.
Game of the year is. I remember the last time we talked, and we are like, there isn't many options for game of the year. And now all of a sudden, I'm just like,
I think in the next 2 months there's going to be many options. I think
many.
Dragon Ball, Astro, maybe Metaphor, like if it's really good.
Black Myth has got to be in there. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
If it wins, I don't think Black Myth will win, only because that also has backlash right now. I don't know what it is, but I heard it has backlash right now.
Yeah. China and all that jazz. Yes. IGN just making the rounds. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun, and we'll do it again sometime very soon. Well, speaking of Game of the Year, I think we'll probably be doing our Game of the Year show like we did last year. That was a ton of fun. Yep. We got to do that again. All right. So we'll let you guys go. Sway, thank you so much for hopping on. I felt this was a good opportunity for us to get together.
Oh, thank you for having me. I would like to thank the chat just for asking awesome questions, just keeping the energy coming. It's been fun just looking back and forth at the chat and then chatting with you just to see things that we're not even thinking about talking about. So
yeah. No, I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll have you on. I don't know what the future. I might play Astrobot here next Friday, but gaming streams normally don't do well on this channel, so we'll see. We'll see what I do. But Sway will be back, and for sure, like end of the year kind of Game of the Year award stuff, we'll definitely do that. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. Have a great weekend. Have a great Labor Day if you're in the U.S., and we'll see you all on the next one.